for the serious gamer.
Hey guys, it's Spider by NextGenTactics.com, and this is a Halo Reach multiplayer Team Slayer on Zealot. And this is actually a 3v3. We were trying to do 4v4, but we ended up with 3 of us versus 3 opponents. Actually, yeah, I don't mind this map, but the funny thing is when you spawn, the teams spawn directly opposite from each other, and if you've got your DMR out or your Magnum, you can actually snipe over across the map at each other. And we had a game last night where my teammate did that and ended up getting killed. But I really don't like going into this bottom area. My strategy for this map is to stay in the top, sort of the outer ring, and just keep moving in one direction. I mean, you can switch it up, move back the other way, and then back again. But for the most part, I mean, stay up top because, I mean, not only, you know, obviously it gives you a height advantage, but it's a sort of a simplistic strategy that, you know, even if you don't have a full team of your friends or clanmates or whatever, I mean, it's easy just to say, hey, you know, we're gonna go counterclockwise around the outer ring. So it's just, again, trying to keep it simple. I'm gonna start doing sort of walkthroughs of each map, and what it's gonna detail are the weapon locations, power weapon locations, the health packs, where they're located, and the frags. Because in this map, I believe all the frags are sort of in the middle area on this level, on the level we're on here. And I have a really hard time, like, especially with some of the other maps. I mean, this map's not too bad. I don't think there is much actually for power weapons. I know there's, you know, there's a couple needle rifles. There's some plasma rifles, which I don't really like. But I'm not sure. Oh, there's a sword, right? Which we just got. And I'm not sure about any other weapons on this level, and that's the problem. That is the problem. And a lot of games I've been playing lately, you know, number one, my latest games, and this game here that I'm commentating goes a ways back on my stats, but a lot of the games that I've been playing recently, we've been just getting owned by the power weapons, and you know, the enemy team's coming up with a good strategy or a half-decent strategy for controlling an area where 2 or more power weapons are located. A good example is, oh, nice assassination. This is where I get a nice little triple, and that's what I like, and I'm gonna highlight that after. But so we'll talk about that a bit more at the end of the video for our little post-game analysis. But I forget the map that it's inside, and there's a waterfall and whatnot, and there's actually there's a rocket launcher sort of right at the base of the waterfall. But then there's not only a shotgun, actually there's a sword sort of down near that area as well. There's a shotgun up towards the top level, as well as a sniper rifle. So, and you can get good control. If you get like 2 of those weapons, you can have good control of that top area. With, you know, we did a 2v2 where we actually did that, and I'll post a video of it. So, you know, it extends to all the maps, and we've got owned by people that have done that to us, and that's how you learn. So you learn those things, and then you do it to other people, no matter how much it pisses you off. And you know, we're trying not to camp. Obviously, but you know, if we want to control an area, we're going to control an area, especially when we have a height advantage and we can snipe at guys, you know, in the lower areas. I mean, of course, we're going to try and maintain that area and defend it. I got to get used to using the sword, and I've been trying some of the other abilities, especially armor lock. And the jetpacks, and the jetpacks, especially on the 2 outdoor, I think there's 2 or more outdoor maps where you're sort of on catwalks, and pretty much everybody uses jetpacks for those levels. So I've been trying to do that a lot more, or a little bit more, just to try and get used to it, but obviously I've been getting friggin' owned, or I'm falling off the stupid platforms, and it hasn't been a good experience so far. And I've also been trying to practice a little bit with the armor lock. And the armor, what's nice with the armor lock and the sword is you can go into armor lock, and when you're on armor lock, you can actually move around. Like you can turn around and face another direction. I'm not sure exactly. I gotta use it a little bit more. If when you come out of armor lock, you actually face in that direction or not. But then, you know, armor lock, the guy's sort of waiting around. Usually they'll wait not too close because the EMP from the armor lock will take your shields down, but close enough that you can pop out of armor lock and do a little commando lunge with the sword. And I've done that a couple times. I've only used it a little bit, but I have done that a couple times, so I'm going to practice that some more. Haven't really used the hologram much, so we'll see about that. But I've seen a lot of ineffective use of, especially the jetpacks. Like on Boardwalk, these guys were just, you know, we were doing an Elite Slayer, and these guys are just jetpacking all over the place, and we own them. Like they obviously weren't doing it very well. I don't know what the hell they were trying to do, but and there's a sword. I don't know why I didn't go for it. But I think at this stage, like, it takes a little getting used to using the sword, and I find that, you know, I wasn't timing my sprint very well, so I'd have no sprint when I was near somebody and I was trying to get at them with a sword, and they just back away. So I got to practice that a little bit. But, you know, like I said, either the armor lock or the sprint ability, because, you know, you move around without your sprint, and then you wait for somebody to get fairly close, or you know he's close by, and then you sprint into him and commando him. Do the old commando lunge with the sword. So just getting used to that. I've also been practicing, and all these things have been contributing to my worsening kill-death ratio. And I've been trying, you know, see, I'm still spamming the trigger here, right? So I have been trying to slow it down. But again, even that takes, like, everything takes getting used to. And I have used it effectively in some cases and ineffectively in others. But I can see that, yeah, I mean, you can, you know, if you place your shots well enough and, you know, you don't spam the trigger, you wait for the bloom to go back to regular size, or the bloom to dissipate or whatever, then yeah, you're gonna hit them a lot quicker. I mean, you know, oh yeah, great sword. Love it. And that's the thing too, like I'm not used to, you know, oftentimes I'm moving into people as I'm firing them, as I'm shooting them, but then you get the guys with the sword, and it's sort of hard to change that habit. You know, all of a sudden, when you're used to all the time as you're firing at somebody, you're moving into them in hopes, you know, you can drop their shield while you're firing at them and moving into them, and then melee them to finish them off. Well, then all of a sudden you have to change it if you notice the guy has a sword or a shotgun. Especially a shotgun is even more difficult to tell. You don't want to move into him, you want to stay back, because if you move into him, it's pretty much a one-shot kill at close range, at point-blank range. And same with the gravity hammer, although the gravity hammer is usually a lot easier to tell that somebody is carrying around this big-ass gravity hammer. But, you know, it's kind of similar to the glowing sword. So we just walked over the frags there, but those are regular frags we already have. Actually, we have 2 of each. And I'm trying to use my frags more effectively. Trying to use, you know, whenever I get sticky grenades, especially in close quarters, I try and use those. Because obviously if you can stick it to one of your enemies, then yeah, you're going to get an automatic kill. Unless somebody kills him first. So the needle rifle, and actually I only recently discovered that the needle rifle is kind of an automatic weapon. I actually pulse fire it in most cases, but yeah, you can just hold down the trigger and it'll keep firing. I don't know why I didn't know that. I just never tried, you know what I mean? Damn. So my accuracy is pretty bad there, actually. But he did a good job of strafing. And I found on this map also that guys will come up here and they'll freaking just camp out you know, on top of this area that was just sort of behind me. We actually had that in one match where it was a 2v2 and the opposing team was up by 1 point, and we're like, where the hell are they? Where the hell are they? And they were actually camped out there, like up top one of the, I don't know what it is, where you actually get shot up there. It was just on top of there, and we couldn't find them for a while. And then we're like, yeah, they're just freaking camping out because they have the lead. So we went up there, and we timed it. We both, a team and I can't remember who it was that I was actually playing with. And I'm freaking spamming the melee there. So we jumped up there, and we owned them, and we ended up getting the lead, and we came back down. So eventually, I mean, they did stay up there even for a little while longer, and then they eventually came down. But I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous. Alright, so just meleeed that guy. And another thing, like, I'm still not doing this, and I want to do it, try and do it a lot more, is staying with the team and coming up with, you know, and it's not even like a complicated strategy. It's just like sticking together. And I find that we're just not doing it, and that's leading to a lot of deaths as well, because we're going up against guys, especially in the arena matches. I mean, we're going up against guys that stick together and work as a team, and we're just getting, you know, some of these matches we're getting really badly owned on, just because of that. I mean, it obviously has to do with a bunch of other things, but, you know, a large portion of that has to do with not playing as a team. So, not too bad a kill-death ratio. I still need to get those deaths down, but, you know, we're working on it. So, let's take a look at our post-game analysis. I'm not going to post my stats up again, because this was another match that was recently completed, I guess recently from the last two that I posted. So we're going to take a look at our opponents here. Alright, so we're just going to check out the stats of our opponents. Unioting Whale here, slightly above average, but 121 games played with 18 hours in, which obviously this is my 12th game actually. I looked up my stats, so these guys have a fair bit of time in, although they're just, you know, the one guy's slightly above average, like from a kill-death perspective, and the other two guys here, 0.91 and, you know, 0.96, so slightly below average. But they all have, you know, around 12 hours of gameplay, 80 to 100 or so games played, so, you know, probably fairly good map knowledge. But, you know, again, I'm not going up against pros yet, obviously, and I know I'm going to get owned by pros, so whatever, you know, I'll try and go up against people who have played a lot, and I'm sure if I go and check their Halo 3 stats, they played a lot of Halo 3 for the most part as well, so I think we're doing okay. Okay, we're going to talk about flanking sort of in our post-game analysis here, and this is actually a very nice map to flank on. So, you know, I know I've got a teammate there, the enemy is focused on them, and the thing is, and this happens to me, I'm the same way. When you get focused on an enemy that's in front of you, you tend to stop looking at your radar. And that's exactly, I mean, maybe not exactly in this scenario, but, I mean, we are sort of catching them off guard, and we're basically sandwiching them. It's like a a Spartan sandwich. So they're taking it from both ends, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So here's another one, and I'm flanking. I know I have a teammate that's going after these guys from the front, so I'm coming up the rear. I get a nice assassination. These guys have no idea, right? Like, I'm firing, I'm on their radar, but they're not looking at the radar. They're focused on the guy and my teammate that's down that ramp there to the left. And I managed to take all three of them out. And I know it's only 2 short clips, but I can't stress it enough. And, I mean, it'll work on, you know, most maps. This map, like I said, Zealot, offers more opportunity to do what I just did. I did it twice in that match, and I've done it on other matches as well. And, you know, flank the enemy, have one teammate sort of get their attention and get them firing on them, and sort of duck behind cover while the other one comes around. And usually, I mean, good players will be suspecting, obviously, but even then you still have a bit of an advantage, especially if they're not watching their radar, man. You're just going to take them out. So I can't stress enough the importance of flanking the enemy when you're in a firefight. Get out of there and sprint. Like I said, I use sprint for the most part. I am getting the other abilities, but in order to properly flank and to do it quickly, you're definitely going to need sprint. So that's it. And I hope you guys like that one. We'll have more for you, and like I said, I'm actually going to look at doing some map-based strategies and posting those videos soon as well. So let me know what you guys think. For NextGenTactics.com, I'm Spiderbite, and I'm out.